Good afternoon, this is the Winemaker. Many people are asking me, Mr. Winemaker, can we use bread yeast to produce wine? And my answer is yes and no. This is bread yeast. I have 3 packets here. If I was going to use this, these 3 packets would be good for 15 gallons of wine. The only reason I don't recommend bread yeast is because the alcohol will kill this yeast once the alcohol reaches approximately 8%. And in order to produce wine, you need at least 12 to 14% alcohol. So I don't recommend bread yeast. This is the yeast we recommend. This is regular Winemaker's yeast. 1 packet will produce anywhere from 1 gallon to 5 gallons of wine. So I recommend wine yeast, 1 packet for 1 gallon to 5 gallons of wine. This little instrument here is called a gravity hydrometer, and this measures the sugar content of your mustard juice. And in order to produce 12 to 14% alcohol, you need at least 25% sugar content. And the way you determine that is by using this hydrometer, and the juicer must. And if it floats on the 25% mark, you have 25%. If it floats under the 25%, then you must add sugar to bring it up to the 25%. Always remember, use 25% as a mark in order to produce 12 to 14% alcohol with your hydrometer. This little instrument is called a water seal or airlock. People always ask me, what is a water seal? What is an airlock? Well, a water seal or airlock is this little gadget I have in my hand. And what this does, after normally the first 3 days of fermentation, 3 to 5 days, you can ferment in an open container because the vigorous force of the fermentation activity will not let oxygen in. It forces gases out and will not let oxygen in. But after the fermentation slows down, which is usually 3 to 5 days, then oxygen can get in. And at that point, we have to put this airlock. And what you do, there's an indentation line here on the glass. You fill that glass up to that line with water, and you put this into your container and leave it there for the duration of the fermentation period. That's an airlock or water seal. This stuff here is called Be Bright, and it's a cleanser, and it's used for washing your utensils, your carboys, your instruments, or whatnot. And you put 1 tablespoon per gallon of warm water, wash all your utensils, and rinse all of them thoroughly with cold water. Always use this to clean your utensils. Now you can also use this. This is what's called potassium metabisulfite powder. And you can use this for cleaning purposes. If you use it for cleaning purposes, you don't have to use this. You can use the potassium metabisulfite, but for cleaning purposes, you need at least 2 tablespoons per gallon of warm water for cleaning purposes. This is also used at the end of fermentation and at the time of bottling, and use 1/8 teaspoon per gallon. And what that does, it stops unwanted fermentation in the bottle, and it stops the growth of bacteria. So always remember, use potassium metabisulfite either for cleaning or for stopping unwanted fermentation and slowing the growth of bacteria. You can also use Camden tablets. Now Camden tablets are the same as potassium metabisulfite in the tablet form, and use 1 tablet per gallon at bottling time. This little device is called a wine thief. And what this does, because naturally when you're fermenting, after the first 12, 14 days, you want to find out what your alcohol strength is. And what you do, instead of, because there's a lot of sediment at the base, and you don't want to tip your bottle, so what you do is you dip this down into the wine, you hold your finger at the top, and you pick it out of the wine, and it holds at least 4 to 5 ounces of wine or juice, and then you put that 4 to 5 ounces into your hydrometer glass, and you float your hydrometer by spinning and you see what the reading is. And that determines your alcohol strength. Thank you for listening. This is the Winemaker. Any comments, any questions, please feel free to comment on my videos and comment with your questions. I will answer any question I will answer on winemaking. Thank you very much. This is the Winemaker. Good wine.